While we were talking about this, talking about the separation of families, talking about the children, talking about the politics of Trump and signing and the executive order and all this, while we were doing all of that, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have focused on it. I'm not saying it's a non-issue. It's damn sure an issue. But this is also an issue too. $716 billion military budget approved in the House a couple weeks ago. Today, it passed the Senate. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, my God, this is nothing but a bunch of neocons had to pass that act. I know these good Democrats didn't sign on with that war party. And if you think that, that's because you're not paying attention or you've been watching too much MSNBC and too much CNN. Both those parties are full of warmongering sons of bitches. 67.5% of House Democrats voted for the $716 billion military budget they just handed to Trump, which includes an $82 billion increase next year. 85% of Democrat senators voted for it. How much you want to bet Chuck Schumer voted for it? Why do you talk about Democrats? Because they're supposed to be, because they lie and say they're the party of peace and they're not. They lie and say they care about black people and poor people and gay people and all this crap, and they don't. It is a distraction. Do you realize that $82 billion increase? Let's not even talk about the crazy-ass budget. The numbers are just so huge, your eyes gloss over. Let's not focus on the $761 billion or $716 billion. Let's just focus on the $82 billion uptick, okay? That $82 billion uptick, right? That would provide, I don't know, 2-year community college for every American that wanted it. It wouldn't even cost that much. You know, like you could fund it. You could fund it. And that $82 billion uptick that they gave Trump is more than Russia's entire budget. Do you get what I'm saying? 2 years of our military budget. 2 years. 2 years of our $82 million increase is equal to how much China spends. See, China spends like $150 billion a year. We're spending almost 4 times that. 15 times what? 10 times what Russia spends. Do you get what I'm saying? Over 10 times what Russia spends. But they want you to think they have to spend that because of Russia. And they'll tell you they don't have money for your school. And they'll tell you they need to cut this program. We need to cut Meals on Wheels. We need to cut chips. We need to cut veteran spending. We need to cut this and cut that and cut that and cut the other thing and cut. No one ever asked, why don't they cut the military budget? Because people start thinking, because they watch propaganda, they start thinking that, you're going to be cutting poor soldiers and the soldiers need the money. Just dumb. Stupid. Those soldiers are not getting that money. That money's for bombs and drones to kill poor people in their homes, dude. That's what it's for. Only anti-war party that we have is the Green Party, the People's Independent Party. You know, that's it, man. These third parties, these parties that don't get the chance to even get on the freaking ballot. It's the only opposition to war party that we really have. I'm going to leave it there. I mean, there's more. There's more. Like, there's so much more you could dig into regarding our military budget, our spending, how ludicrous it is, how completely insane it is. Some politicians vote for it, that increase war spending, because it creates jobs via defense contractors in states they govern. But you mean to tell me the only way that you can create jobs in your state is to build bombs? It's not true. You could put that money into infrastructure. Why not give it to the contractors and build stuff? Why not create green energy? Why not create better metro systems? Why not create better roads and schools and put people to work that way? You could. And you know what? You wouldn't have to blow up people. You wouldn't have to regime change and go to foreign countries. And not to mention, you wouldn't have to have all, veterans come back with missing limbs. Man, what about that part? Besides the money, what about that part? What about the people when the 90% of your drone strikes hit innocent civilians? Oh, you too busy mad at me, right? You're too busy mad at the truth, or you're too busy mad at people who don't look like you, or who they decide to love or date or marry, or some other superficial, none of your fucking business reason why that's a problem for you. You too busy focused on that. Meanwhile, they get richer, you get poorer, and people die. It's insanity. It's insanity. Somewhere out there are people who care about policy more than they care about parties, more than they care about the color of one's skin, the relationships they have, what they worship and don't worship, who they pray to. What kind of, somewhere out there are a lot of people, I know it, man, who just think people are people. We need to keep our eye on the freaking ball. Well, that's the people I want following me. That's the people I try to fight for every day when I do this. Those are the people that made me leave behind a career in corporate America where I was going to just continue to be a computer guy. You're the reason why I do what I do now. Because I know you're out there, guys. Tim Black's Wolfpack's out there. And there are other people out there who think like us. They just need to be awakened. They just need to be informed. This information need to be shared with them so that they know the deal. That tiny slither of housing and food stamps. Well, we rather argue about what baker, who can buy, what religious loophole you can use to not sell a freaking pie to a gay couple. Meanwhile, you don't have any privacy. Your country's killing people in your name. It's your money to do it. We're not even going to talk about this border shit for really what it is. It's a money grab, you dumbass. It's a money grab. Well, I'm going to do more videos on that. We're going to talk about all of the contractors, the private prison contractors that are making hand over the fist money behind this new ramp up of Border Patrol, of this new ramp up of detainment and arrest of people crossing the border without paperwork. We're going to talk about that because that's what it always is when we ask these, because whenever there's something going on and you see an increase in anything, know that money's behind it. Stop thinking it's something else. Oh, the cartels are taking over. Man, we funded those damn cartels.